Okay, our first writer, enough of me yapping. In his 28 years as a defense attorney, Bruce Steinberg also freelanced for the Daily Herald and Northwest Herald, and is a 12-year columnist for Silent Sports magazine. He has authored novels from the point of view of a 12-year-old boy, The Widow's Son, a 53-year-old Scottish woman, My Occasional Torment, a biracial police officer, River Ghosts, winning writing competitions and earning Kirkus, Starred, and Publishers Weekly notable reviews. His recently completed True Story of Henriette, co-authored with Henriette Agnes of St. Charles, you can see this, a portion of it rather, on our Waterline September 2015 video, is now closer to traditional publication, but he has sworn to secrecy on that. In his newest novel, Chasing Godot, inspired by Samuel Beckett's Waiting for Godot and Ken Kesey's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Bruce undertakes 4 points of view, switching each chapter. All 4 characters chased after the same red-tailed hawk, Godot, for their own unique purposes, but in doing so discover different purposes for their lives. Tonight's presented character from Chasing Godot, Bird Woman, is a brooding misanthrope with a touch of agoraphobia. She finds peace of mind only when she is among her birds. Bruce, come on up, please.
Thank you, Kevin, and thank you, Anne. Your presence is felt. And thank you, Water Street, again. I always seem to go first here when I read. It's like you want to get me out of the way, Kevin. Godot is a red-tailed hawk, 4 points of view, each person chasing this hawk for their own different reason. When this came out, Kate Johnson from the Geneva Night Writers Workshop wanted to know what section I was going to read, that Batavia TV wouldn't be sweating getting out all the bleeps, but I did find a spot. This is from the point of view of Bird Woman, and she is the owner of Godot, and every time she sells her, she has the bird trained to fly away from its customer, retrieving it and selling it again and again and again. And this section shows why she is a bit of a misanthrope and into her birds. When I was a girl about 7, my mom cut my hair short, dressed me in jeans, t-shirt, and baseball cap, and signed me and my brother up for Cub Scout Pack 101 in the next county west. After I was caught coming out of the girls' bathroom at the church sponsoring the Scouts Regional Pinewood Derby, Mom threatened a lawsuit unheard of in the 1960s, and Dad knew enough to keep his mouth shut. The Brownies and Girl Scouts didn't teach the outdoors the way the Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts did. Mom alleged discrimination, and the local Scout administration didn't have money to fight Mom's claim. They were low on membership anyway, 6 boys, my brother included, and me. My brother quit after 2 years. I still have all my Scout badges, from Cub Scouts to Boy Scouts, arranged in a pyramid behind glass on the east wall in my sanctuary. Atop the pyramid, my Eagle Scout badge for starting up a community rescue for wild, injured birds. On coins and stamps, gracing flagpoles and weather vanes, bald eagles perch in positions of glory. The bald eagle has reigned as the United States national emblem since Congress enacted a law making it so in 1782. The eagle's beak holds a waving banner with the Latin words, E pluribus unum, from many, one. Congress enacted the following law in 1873. All coins minted henceforth shall bear an image of the bald eagle. A bald eagle spreads its wings on the backside of George Washington quarters. E pluribus unum arches over the eagle's head. 13 letters for 13 colonies. Say, from many, one, these days, and all sorts of people draped in American flags spit in your face and call you socialist. That's people for you, nothing but bubs, They rank freedom of speech #1 atop their Bill of Rights hit parade and declare you a traitor for using it. This proves a hummingbird's brain outshines typical human hypocrisy any day. I don't understand a society that declares a raptor its national symbol and ever since hunts it down and poisons it to near extinction. Yes, things are better now, but I've heard rumblings about allowing DDT back into the country. Bubs out there say DDT isn't any more dangerous than cake frosting. They say the ban on DDT has led to millions of malaria deaths, as if any pesticide could wipe out mosquitoes before natural selection works its inevitable magic, and DDT-resistant super mosquitoes come roaring back, spreading malaria harder than ever before. I know who's praising DDT. The same bubs wrapped in American flags, spitting on E pluribus unum. Bubs making lots of money making DDT, and bubs singing DDT's virtues on their talk shows, getting paid lots of money from bubs making lots of money making DDT. I would include stupid people on my list, but I oppose redundancy. Put DDT in their cake frosting and let them see what happens. If bald eagles could have said their piece before Congress enacted a law declaring them a national symbol, they would have said, "No thank you, we're fine without it." Christmas Eve, 10 years ago, my brother showed up on my home sanctuary's front stoop. No doubt he witnessed shock sprout from my face. I was about to slam the door shut when he held out a present. "A peace offering," he said. "After all, it's just the two of us now." He eyed the package and then me. It's a symbol of how we should choose our words more carefully. He try if I try. The Christmas before, he had stood in the same spot, stomping his feet, flailing his arms, shouting, "All your goddamn birds, chirping and chattering and crapping. When are you going to live among people again? This place, it's your insane asylum." My insane asylum? Imagine anyone, especially my brother, calling my home sanctuary an insane asylum. The same place that has given me lasting tranquility, finally, after the incident making him the last human I had left in this world. I heaved every coarse insult I had learned in the Boy Scouts before he stormed off, and I meant every word. There he was next Christmas Eve, extending his symbolic peace offering, breath swirling gray over his head. My hands trembled, taking his gift-wrapped box. I tried to smile but couldn't do it. He idled at the doorway, not stomping his feet or flailing his arms or shouting salt in the wound words. His eyes, though, revealed that same look. I can no longer describe his face, but I remember his eyes, harsh, narrow. They beheld my home sanctuary, my place of business, my life, and still saw an insane asylum. "Leave," I said. He stayed on the porch, frozen like the winter, like our memories. "Please go," I said 3 more times, and he turned away, obliterating the footprints he had pressed into fresh-fallen snow on his way toward my front door. I should have thrown his symbolic present out in the cold after him and said, "No, thank you, I'm fine without it." But I'm only human, as people like to say when they're caught doing something stupid or criminal. My human curiosity overwhelmed me. I had to see what was within the curlicue ribbons and red, green, and gold wrapping paper. A dictionary. My brother had bought me a dictionary for Christmas. I wonder if he imagined us side by side on a couch, looking up words that could bring peace, erase scars, or cause us to shed tears. I sat on my rocker in my bedroom before the fireplace. Flames flickering from fissures, zigzagging along charred logs, pressed heat against my face. His dictionary lay upon my lap while loved ones chirped their beautiful music down the hallway. I found the word humane defined with these words, a show of kindness from the human heart. I laughed, nearly fainted from laughing. When I recovered, I put the dictionary in the fireplace. It burst like a well-dried cow pie. The following summer, I read about my brother in the Beloit Daily News. Brenzra Shalimar. The one-inch obituary said he left behind no children and was predeceased by his loving wife, mother, father, and his brother-in-law, my husband. Survived by a sister, name not mentioned. It asked for donations to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in lieu of flowers. I ordered blue carnations delivered to the memorial service. I have no idea if they arrived in time. Every photograph I owned of him, of all of them, had vanquished years before his death the same fireplace that took his dictionary. I realize what I am. My bones, solid and heavy, keep my feet stuck to the ground. My brain curses me with the ability to know right from wrong, pushed by persistent desires to do wrong, and guides my mouth to speak words foreign to my thoughts. The pressure around my wrists and ankles linger as though the straps restraining my body to that damn bed inside that cursed place so long ago are still there. Now the sensation binds me to my sanctuary with winged creatures I adore, who are so very blessed by their lack of humanity. I spy on the mail carrier this morning through the small circle of glass in the front door. She had introduced herself on her first day assigned to my route. Can't recall her name, but I know she said I look a lot like Benjamin Franklin, probably because of my hair, lined bifocals, and pear-shaped body. Apparently she worshipped Benjamin Franklin, smiling wide while handing me utility bills, boasting that Franklin was a genius, a hero of the birth of our nation. He made great and useful inventions like the lightning rod and, of course, the American postal system. Her face beamed, proclaiming Benjamin Franklin the finest example of a human being to ever walk the earth. I said, I agree. Franklin is the finest example of a human being. Her smile widened until I added, that fact's proven by the bug's desire to live for years in Europe, spoiled and gouty among French royalty, while his wife grew ill and died without him. The post office has since installed a box along the curb. The mail carrier stays in her post office truck, drops a daily delivery in the box, and drives off. How I hate to leave my sanctuary, but it's time. I'll be gone a day or two at most, I say. The teenager raises his dull eyes. He wears black jeans and a t-shirt, screaming the name of a rock band. His mouth says nothing. He slouches behind the cash register, connected to his technology, Wi-Fi, thin screen touchpad, smartphone, iPad, Bluetooth. My sanctuary arches 2.5 stories over him, morning sunbeams angling through lattice skylights. Immense cages fill the humid air, holding exotic birds. Viewing ledges and a 1.5-story rolling ladder are there for the teenager's enjoyment to view every bird up close. The blue-white light from his thin screen pales his gaunt face. So connected, he's disconnected. Guess that's why I tolerate him. What are you doing, I ask. The teenager says, tweeting, and winks at me below his eyebrow piercing. I'm going. How many days this time? 2 or 3, depending on the weather. Same as always, $100 a day. Talk to the birds while I'm gone. They like that, especially Mac and Sue. I will. They memorize what you say, so say nice things this time. No swear words. Right. The cockatiels will rat you out again. It's hard to sell profaning birds. No more swearing in front of the birds, promise. The teenager grunts and crosses his heart. Be polite to the customers even when they're not. They never are. Don't screw up the credit card machine. If people come in asking for Bird Woman, tell them I'll be back in a couple days. Say nothing else. As always. You can take the toucans out of their cages after hours. Lock up first and don't feed them seeds, only the fruit I prepared. Got the instructions memorized. I glare over my glasses. Take perfect care of my birds. You know what I've got. The teenager grunts again. You've got people. That's right. I turn to face the door, wrapped in my trench coat, and thumb my glasses up the bridge of my nose. Car keys dangle in my hand. Need help at the door? The teenager says. No. You usually need help with the door. A drop of sweat rolls down my brow. I'll be fine. Did you take your pills? Yes, both, this morning. Are the bottles in your pocket? Both. Then go already. Take your deep breaths and go. Yes, 3 deep breaths. Can't take them for you. I begin my first deep breath and repeat to myself, my girl, my girl, my girl. Another deep breath, Godot, Godot, Godot. My third, she's waiting, waiting, waiting for me. I close my eyes and push past the door into the world of Bubs. As the door closes behind me, the teenager's grunt floats to my ears. Old gals, so weird.